The 8th Psalm says, God has crowned humanity with glory and honor. It might seem absurd that I'm speaking of humans being made for glory when the governor of Texas has embarked on yet another effort to criminalize the actions of those who would help some people, in this case transgender children, become their true selves. It might seem ironic to speak of humans being crowned with glory when so many Americans believe it is their right to go unvaccinated and unmasked rather than their privilege to protect their neighbors.
Next Sunday, Ward returns to in-person worship, and you must show proof of vaccination.
Next week, guess what? We don't need any pre-registration. What you just need to do is to bring your vaccine ID.
For those individuals who haven't, you've been praying about it, you need to go on and do it. Now, you need to take the vaccine.
We know what the CDC has said. We can't force anybody to wear a mask, but we do ask you to be cautious. If you are unvaccinated, we ask you to consider not just yourself, not be selfish, but consider others and wear your mask. If you don't, again, there's nothing that we can do about it.
Recall Exodus chapter 16, where the Hebrew slaves that were delivered from the Egyptian taskmasters, they found themselves starving in the wilderness, and they complained to Moses and Aaron, stating that they would rather have died in Egypt on a full stomach than starving in the wilderness. God responded to this complaint by giving them manna every morning to sustain them. Moses requested them that they only take what they need and to trust that God will provide the next day. However, the people did not trust, and instead they were hoarding the food. The food that they were hoarding was actually spoiling right away. Here is an example again of mistrust leading to disobedience and not listening to Moses. With this example, I also highlight the difficulty that the hierarchs are in during this pandemic. And another topic I talk about is misinformation, in particular regarding vaccines. Parents don't want to vaccinate their children because they believe they are not at risk. How do we fix this?
And of course, with the ongoing pandemic, many conspiracy theories have circulated along with the virus that COVID-19 originated from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, either by willful or accidental release from the lab into the community, or that vaccine mandates are being enforced by civil governments not because they're in the best interests of public health, but because they result in greater control over populations and even larger profits for multinational pharmaceutical companies.
We commit to be mindful of physical distancing, to wear our masks properly, to refrain from communal singing. We commit to attend online if we have chosen to be unvaccinated.
All persons attending are asked to wear masks, be socially distanced, must be vaccinated, and show proof of vaccination.
We ask that the unvaccinated still wear their masks. For the vaccinated, masks are optional.
We would love to see your faces in the church on Sunday, March 6th for our in-person services at 8:45 and 11 a.m. Proof of vaccination and a mask are required. And let's not forget, we need to social distance. And Tony, guess what? Mount Enon does not leave anyone out.
Children up to the age of 5 are unable to be vaccinated. Have someone watch the children at home. We are only allowing those on the physical campus who've been physically vaccinated. Amen? Come on, amen?
If you're unvaccinated or you have a compromised immune system, you should be wearing a mask indoors. If you're vaccinated and feel comfortable with it, you're welcome to unmask.
This is the last Sunday of our virtual crew only. Next Sunday, yes, guess what? In person. Proof of vaccine and booster needs to be on file.
We're going to give people a $100 bill to come and get their first shot, $50 for their second, $25 for their booster.
They're calling it dollars for doses.
I have a member who's a single mother with 6 children. I said to her, with your 6 children and yourself, that's $700, $100 per person for each first dose.
If you are unvaccinated, we do require a mask, but other than that, no longer is there a strong encouragement or firm encouragement, but masks are optional for those who are vaccinated.
Just a reminder that coffee is available between the services, so if you would like coffee and you would like to join in and talk to a few people, we'd need to see your vaccine passport. Otherwise, you can join people for coffee outside. That is between the services, so you need to come early for that. just a reminder.
As you can see, our choir ranks are very small right now. We'd love to get you back. I will say this, the choir members are required to be vaccinated because of the nature of what they do. We will not be offering Lenten Evensong this year. We just don't have the voices for it. My hope and prayer is that we get folks back to sing for Easter Sunday.
If you are unwilling to be vaccinated against COVID-19, we ask that you not attend worship in person, but you are welcome to join us virtually, as many people are.
We have put together these guidelines and reminders for you to maintain a safe environment for us to worship our God. Masks are required at the services, so please always wear your masks while inside the sanctuary in church premises. You may also wear a face shield if you like. The services are open to members and their household, including children 5 years old and above who have completed their 2 vaccine doses, and the second dose should have been at least 14 days before attending the service.
COVID is not going anywhere. After a while, it's probably going to be mandatory. Children cannot attend the schools unless they have an immunization form. They cannot attend our daycare unless they have an immunization form. Well, I looked just recently at an immunization form. At the very bottom of the list was COVID, which means children, in order to go to school, one of their vaccinations is going to be for COVID. We can fight and buck and we can complain and we can talk about it's violating our rights. What's really violative is someone who won't do vaccinations but frequent everywhere in the world, and they want to be involved with others who have gone under the sanctity of safety by being vaccinated.
As we begin the season of Lent, there will be a service here in person now. We once again still require vaccine, but you are welcome to attend.
And as I biked along the road, I came across another symbol of freedom and limits, skid marks. Unlimited freedom over our bodies in an age of epidemics and vaccines, should they be mandatory. There has been a growth in the demand for personal freedom since the 60s. It makes me wonder what the reaction to a polio vaccine would be today.
Listen, it is now that time. We are so excited that we'll be able to get together again and worship. It's been far too long. And listen, we miss you. We miss you. We miss you. So before you come back to worship, there are some things that you need to know prior to returning. Proof of vaccination is required. Masks must be worn at all times. Sanitizing stations will be located throughout the building. And our wonderful doorkeepers will give you directives on how to enter the building and also exit the building. Listen, we can't wait to see you here. Oh, what a time, what a time, what a time it's going to be. What a mighty good time and a high time in the Lord. Can't wait to see you here.